They tell me I'm small, but I've learned small faith moves mountains. This platform might look quiet right now, but purpose doesn't need permission. Sometimes the smallest voices are trusted with the biggest stories. I don't got it all, that's why I pray. I lift the names when I can't find words to say. Small but mighty, walking by faith. If I can't change it all, I still believe change can start today. I don't got it all, that's why I pray. For the lost, the missing, led astray. This platform's small, but God's not contained. And we never ever know what love can do once it's shared. I'm not rich in numbers, not loud on the screen, but every case I cover got weight in between. Faces on flyers, names people forget. I speak them out loud so they're never silenced. Yet I don't chase clout, I chase truth. Every live stream feels like a prayer in the booth. For the mom still waiting, the dad still searching, for the families hurting while the world keeps turning. They say, what can one voice read do? But I've seen hope rise when a community moves. So I show up steady, even when it's heavy, trusting God with the parts I can't carry. Got it all, that's why I pray. I lift the names when I can't find words to say. Small but mighty, walking by faith. If I can't change it all, I still believe change can start today. I don't got it all, that's why I pray. For the lost, the missing, led astray. This platform's small, but God's not contained. And we never know what love can do once it's shared. Every time I go live, I ask one thing: send prayers up higher than algorithms, because awareness is good, but faith goes further, and prayer reaches places we never could. I don't promise answers, I promise care. A space where compassion still lives right here. Victim-focused, truth-driven, heart-led, always standing in the gap on the hardest days. If you're watching this tide, scared or alone, I hope you feel seen through the screen in your home, because God hears whispers, not just the loud, and He's working right now, even in the crowd. So we pray for the missing every single time. We pray for the answers in God's perfect time. Small seeds planted, faith multiplied. Miracles don't need a spotlight. I don't got it all, that's why I pray. Still believing God's moving, even today. Small but mighty, called by name. And I trust what He's doing even when I can't see the way. This is Mo and Cole. Say a prayer for the missing. Say a prayer for their families. And before you go, say your prayers. Take your vitamins. And remember, even something small can do really big things.
Hey guys, how are we today? I'm so glad to see you guys. We have Erin and Heather and Tony. Good afternoon. I'm always so glad to see you guys. I the last time we were here, remember we spoke about Bessel and James, and I said that we were gonna get her on Namus. Remember, she is the Lummi elder that went missing a year ago this past January. And we did get her on there, you guys. Me and Neat, we worked really hard, and we finally got her on there, and I'm so very happy about that. So I wanted to show you guys, and I'm going to share the link here. I need to make another community post that has this specifically on there. Let me see. I gotta get it again. Alex Erickson shared it for us, so that was good. Let me see here. Hey Jill, how are you? Good to see you. I don't know if I got to tell you, Jill, but we got Besselin on Namus. The last time we were here, it was a Friday, and as soon as I got off of here, I checked my email again, and they told me that she was on there, and I was so glad about it because it was the first time I'd ever tried to add anybody myself. I had no idea that we could add anybody ourselves until Neat told me, and she'd seen it on John Lorden, and so it had been a month, and I was worried that I didn't do it right, so I reached out. I reached out once by email and no reply, but I reached out again, and they said that I did really good with it because I added her photos too, and they said that was a really good thing that I did. And so I was really excited about that, you guys. I wanted to show you because she spoke to her son Ron, and he said that it meant a whole lot to him that his mama got on that website, and um, it meant a lot to us too. I know it couldn't as mean as much to us as it did to him, but I really wanted her on there, so I was glad about that because that's a big tool that is very helpful, you know. Hey Wolfie, good to see you. How are you? So that's the update that I have for today. And then also we a few weeks ago we spoke about a little fella from New Jersey, and Connor Connor Oldfield, and he was the autistic fella that he had stayed at home by himself when his mama was at work before, but this time he's seen on ring camera in the area leaving his house, and he was running, and so I didn't understand that he was verbal, um, but they but he was found deceased, you guys. He went missing on January the 24th, and they ended up finding his body on February 19th. They actually followed him all the way to the bridge, and he trigger warning because it's really really sad, but he fell in up to his waist, and he tried to get out for about 10 minutes, and so he was found deceased, and they ruled it accidental drowning. Like right here, it says that he was reported missing on Saturday, January 24th, 2026. Video obtained during the investigation shows Connor entering and walking along the Greenbrook, a waterway separating Plainfield and North Plainfield. A video received within the 5 days prior to recovery showed an individual believed to be Connor becoming fully immersed in the brook at approximately 2:17 p.m. And it says on February 29th they found his remains, and it says the medical examiner ruled the death an accidental drowning, found no signs of foul play, and determined the time of death occurred between 2:20 p.m. and 2:30 p.m. So by the time that he left his house, within an hour, he was deceased. So bless his heart. But hey Trista, I hope you have a good day at work. But you guys, we and remember we watched the interviews with his mom and his dad, and he had a big sister too, I know, and it's awful, but we'll keep sharing, and we'll keep the faith like we always do. It's really disappointing when it doesn't end the way that we wanted it to, but we got to keep hoping and praying, guys. Okay, today what we're here about is and on the bottom of my screen, the resource numbers are across my ticker and in my description. And I made a community post with both of these ladies that we're going to talk about today. And also on my Facebook, I made a post. I put them both together because there's not a whole lot of information about either one of these women, unfortunately. But I still wanted to do my part to raise what awareness I could for them both. It's been what, over a month now for Miss Nancy being missing, and I'm really, really glad that there is awareness about her. But these are two missing mamas that there's hardly any awareness about them, and it hurts my heart. But we're going to do our part today to talk about them. And hey, Doodlebug, good to see you. How are you? Guys, Doodlebug, she does really, really good work too. She she shares about the missing, and a lot of times she shares about the same cases, about cases that don't get enough attention either. So if you guys want to check her channel out, I would really appreciate that too. She does great work too. Okay, so today, you guys, we're going to talk about Shianne first. And let me see here. Let me get it pulled up. She is 31, and this is another case where it seems like if there is substance abuse issues that they don't get a lot of attention either. And you guys know that here we don't care what type of work you're in. It doesn't matter to us whatsoever. Um, that's okay, I know, but there's hardly any channels that share about the cases that aren't in the algorithm and things like that. And so when I see another good channel like yours, I want to share. Okay, so let me show you guys. And she has her mama and her aunt speaking out for her. And some families feel comfortable speaking out and some don't, and that's okay. That's just different personalities, but she does have her aunt and her mama speaking out for her. So let me get her stats out to you guys first. She's 31 years old, and she has brown hair and hazel eyes, and she's 5'4" and 145 pounds. I did see 5'6" somewhere else, but on the official it's 5'4", and she is from West Valley City, Utah, and that's where she was living at. But since February the 14th, okay, on the 13th, well, let me show you guys her tattoos first, too. Let me show you that. She has quite a few tattoos, and so that you guys can be on the lookout for those. She has this on her arm. Let me read exactly what it says. She has moons on her knuckles, an anchor. Let me show you guys the anchor. I found a photo of the anchor too. It's down here on her ankle. So that would be her right ankle, I think. So that's something that we could look out for. And then I found this one of the flowers on her arm, and she also has flowers on her hip, they say, and she has Carson on her back. And well, that's all right, Trista. We love you too. We know. We absolutely know. And you guys check Trista's channel out too, because she posts a devotional every single day on her community posts too. And I can't tell you how many times that I have had something on my mind and not spoken to Trista about it yet or anything. And what she writes that day will hit home so much, and it's like God is working through her. I can't even explain it, you guys. So if you subscribe to her channel, you might get those in your home feed too. And there's Van. Good to see you, Van. How are you? So good to see you. And let me see here. And this is her and her mama. Her mama is beside herself, you guys. I'm going to show you her post too. And this is another picture of that tattoo on her arm. She's a beautiful girl. And she does have 3 kids, you guys. And I told you that I blurred the faces, but these kids are waiting at home for her, and they deserve their mama home. It is, Jill. It absolutely is. Her mama has been raising her kids. I'm not for sure how long, but she was still present in their lives from what I could tell. So, and look at this one, you guys. I found this one too. Look, it looks like a little pug, don't it? Bless it. And on her Facebook, okay, I'm not going to tell you guys his name because he hasn't been labeled a suspect or anything. Um, Aaron says he always knows what we need before we do. Amen. Amen. 1000%. So I found this on her Facebook, and it was just this past December 30th, 2025. And this guy, I'll tell you guys where he's from in a few minutes. But it says, I just want you to know that I love you very much and that you always have a very special place in my heart, and that my home will always be your home because I will never leave you aside, and I will never stop thinking about you because I really fell in love from the first time I saw you, Shianne Turner. I love you 1,000 times wherever you are. I will always be there for you because I only love you. And that was 3 weeks ago. So I'm thinking that she was missing at this time. And that guy that wrote that is from San Martin de Porres, Lima, Peru. So I don't know if he's there and visits here or if he's moved here, but he does have some pictures of her. But I don't think that he has, I can't say, but I don't think that he hasn't been named in any of this, okay? But I'll tell you guys what happened. It was just this February the 13th. She calls her mama and she says that somebody is trying to kill her. And they say that on that phone call, she was uncontrollable, crying, and really, really upset. And I have a short interview with her mama, and she can tell you more about it. But there was a guy named Nick in the background. So, not this guy. This guy has a different name. But this guy, quote unquote, Nick, they say he's an acquaintance. And he was with her. And her mama said that she heard Nick say in the background, "We're going to get married." Um, and then Cheyenne says, "No, like, no, that's crazy. No, we're not." But they were supposedly either going to Las Vegas or Arizona. Well, then he calls her back the next day, calls her mama back the next day, and says that he dropped Cheyenne off with some guy that she knew in Arizona. And let me tell you guys what the car looks like. What he said the car looks like that he dropped her off at. Um, Let me see in my notes here. A dark gray Nissan Altima, and it does have passenger side damage on the front end. So that's who he said he dropped her off with. And in one of the posts that her mama makes, somebody asked if she had Nick take her to where he supposedly dropped Cheyenne off, and she says, "I'm not getting in the car with a felon. That's the police's job." But supposedly she gets out and gets in the car with this other guy who is supposedly from the Phoenix area, but she leaves her phone and all of her belongings. That doesn't sound right to me at all. If I don't have my phone, I know this is not right, you guys, and I've got issues. But if my phone goes dead, I get so nervous, and I feel like because we don't have house phones anymore, and there's no pay phones. So it's just like my catastrophic thinking is like something's bad gonna happen. I'm not gonna be able to call and get help and stuff like that. And that's just the way we are these days. So I don't believe that she would leave her phone and all of her belongings like that. Very suspicious, Jill. Very, very suspicious. And so let me show you guys. So that was on the 14th. Well, then this is on February 24th. The West Valley City Police shared this. And it says, we are asking for help locating 31-year-old Shianne Turner, who has been missing since 2/14/26. On 2/13/26, Shianne contacted her mother stating she was leaving town to travel to either Las Vegas or Arizona because she believed someone was going to harm her. And it says, a male acquaintance. So that after she told her mama that somebody was trying to harm her. The next day, a male acquaintance answered Cheyenne's phone and told family members that somewhere in Arizona, Cheyenne left with another male believed to live in the Phoenix area. Since then, Cheyenne has not responded to calls or messages and has not been active on social media. This lack of communication is out of character and is heightened concern for her safety. The male she initially traveled with returned to the Salt Lake City area on 2/19 without Cheyenne. And everybody's saying that it's reminding them of the Gabby Petito case when Brian came home without Gabby, and it really, really does, doesn't it? Um, Doodlebug says, I don't believe he would be okay with dropping her off with a guy if he loves her so much. Yeah, they're supposed to be getting married, right? But he's just going to let her go with a stranger? I don't think so. That is a very, very great point. Um, Investigators urge anyone who may have seen her, spoken with her, or who has information about her travel between Utah, Nevada, and Arizona between February 13th and 19th to contact police. Cheyenne is 5'4", 145 pounds. She has brown hair and hazel eyes. And then it tells the tattoos, and it gives the numbers and the case number. I also have those in my description, guys, and across my ticker and on my community post too. So that was 10 days later from the last time she was seen, right? So let me see here. And then her mama posts on the 21st. And she says, please share. My daughter Cheyenne has been reported missing with the police in West Valley City. She is also listed in FBI missing persons data. I need to check and see if she's on NamUs too. I'll make myself a note of that and see. Right, Jill. She says she's normally active on social media and isn't now. Frightening. Yes, exactly. Um, Last spoke to her late Friday night into early Saturday morning, 2:13 to 2:14. She may now be in Nogales on border of Mexico or Phoenix, Arizona, or somewhere else in Arizona. And you guys, this is like the trafficking capital. One of them at least. There's so many across the USA, but being right here by the border, that's really scary too. And she would be probably the perfect demographic for that. And she says she left with a man named Nick who said he was driving her. He later told us she got out of his vehicle and left her phone and belongings behind. This does not add up. And when I spoke to her, she seemed confused and not herself, crying and screaming. I understand she is an adult and has an addiction problem, but it is very unlike her to leave this far away without letting family know she is safe. And then she leaves the help numbers too. And she says, Cheyenne, we love you so much and just want you home safe. So that was on the 21st. And this is on the 24th. And she says, update on my missing daughter. I've been receiving many messages about my daughter, Cheyenne Lee Turner, who is missing from West Valley City. At this time, we still have no leads on where she may be. I have not heard from her at all, and there has been no activity on her phone or social media like she would normally have. Okay, if she met with this Nick guy, she would have had to call him on the phone to meet her somewhere, right? It's not like she would have just bump into somebody she knew at the gas station, right? So they should be able to look through her phone and see. But Nick had this phone. Hopefully, he's handed it over to police now, but he's had it for who knows how long. So he could have deleted or anything. Ugh. We were told that the man who drove her to Phoenix, Arizona, possibly near Nogales, Mexico border, he left her there and kept her phone and belongings. This is why we have not been able to reach her. Our family has tried for years to help Shianne through her addiction with treatment, support, and anything we could do. Anyone who has been through this knows it's a hard road, and people have to be ready to accept help. It hasn't been easy for any of us. My husband and I are raising her three beautiful children and doing everything we can to give them a safe, stable, loving home. I never wanted to share personal details about my daughter publicly, but I am asking for help because her safety matters more than anything. Shianne left on Friday night, and I have given all the information I have to the detectives. If anyone has seen or knows anything, please contact West Valley City Police Department. This has been the hardest week of my life. I feel in my heart that she may be in danger. Please pray for her safety. Thank you to everyone who has shared and reached out with concern. I will never stop praying for my daughter or giving up on her. Shianne, please contact me. I love you, Mom. Bless her heart. She asked for prayers, and we got that. We've definitely got her there, don't we? So her aunt does an interview, and on the YouTube, it only has like half of the interview. It's only a few minutes, but it still cut it off. But her mama also posted it on her Facebook, and I think she recorded it from her TV. So I'm going to get us there so we can watch it that way.
I'm Bob Evans. It has been 10 days since 31-year-old Shianne Turner of West Valley City was last in contact with her family. Tonight, her family is desperate to know where she is. Before she disappeared on Valentine's Day, she told her mother as she was leaving the state because she feared someone was going to hurt her. Fox 13 News reporter Avery Klenowski picks up the story.
For Angie Turner, it's been an excruciating 12 days.
We just need to know that she's safe.
Her niece, Shianne Turner, vanished on February 13th after a concerning phone call.
For her to not have any contact with anybody in her family for this long is extremely unusual.
I told her mom that she was concerned that someone was out to harm her and said that she was leaving. She was going to go to the Las Vegas area or she was going to go to the Arizona area.
Crying and incoherent, the last conversation that she had with her mother. So we don't know what her state of mind could possibly be. We do know that she left without any of her personal.
This is her Aunt Angie, you guys, Miss Angie Turner, and her mama are advocating a whole lot for her. So bless them both.
Personal belongings.
She's not answering any sort of messages. She is not reaching out on social media or anything like that. And that's really concerning to her family, obviously.
Police said the man she left with has returned back to Utah and has been in touch with investigators. Police say he told them he last saw her in Arizona.
The man who she was with reported that Shianne had gotten out of his car and left with another man that she knew. Since then, however, the family has not been able to reach her at all.
Turner says they're desperate for any information.
She has three beautiful children that love her very, very much.
West Valley City wants to talk to anyone who might have seen something.
Dark gray Nissan Altima, and does have that passenger side damage on the front end. If you remember seeing her at some point, if anyone was traveling that way and remember seeing her, right now what we need to do urgently is get in touch with Shianne, and we're hoping that someone in the public out there might know something and might be able to help us out with that.
As Shianne's family hopes for an end to their nightmare.
Deeply, deeply concerned and just really feel like that she must be in some type of terrible danger.
In West Valley City, Avery Klenowski, Fox 13 News, Utah.
I don't know about that area, but surely they would be able to find this car on flock cameras or wherever he said that he pulled over and dropped her off at. Surely they would be able to find that car by now if it exists. There is one more video with her mama that I wanted to show you guys. Let me see here.
Well, new tonight, West Valley City Police are looking for a missing woman in an investigation that is leading them out of state.
31-year-old was last heard from on Valentine's Day. News specialist Garna Mejia spoke exclusively with family members. And Garna, police say there is a heightened concern for her safety, correct?
Yeah, that's exactly right. Growing concern from police over the case of Shianne Turner with no sign of her or activity on her social media. Her mom tells me things just aren't adding up.
I fear that she is in a dangerous situation right now.
Tonight, Jennifer Turner desperate for answers on her daughter's disappearance. She says Shianne Turner struggles with addiction, but a phone call on February 13th was completely out of character.
I'm scared, crying, said she needed to leave. She had brought up that she was going to get murdered. Like, she did not make sense.
I was talking to my friend Neat Noodle the other day, and we were talking about how that people look down on those with substance abuse issues and stuff. And usually I've noticed, you guys, that it's the really sensitive people that, you know, they're trying to numb themselves because they feel a lot. You know, and or it's people with PTSD, untreated PTSD, that self-medicate, or people with mental health issues who try to self-medicate. And so I have no idea in the world why people would look down on people like that, because it could be anybody. You're not too good for it to happen to you or the ones that you love, you know?
Shianne has been living in West Valley City. The 31-year-old told her mom she was leaving town with a man.
The man in the background said, "We're going to Vegas to get married." And I'm like, "What?" And then she's like, "No." And
The next morning, another concerning call. Shianne said she was in Arizona.
She was crying. She was screaming. I heard the man yelling in the background. She says, "If your child is not making sense, then do something about it." And the phone hung up on me. And that's the last thing I heard.
Hours later, Jennifer says the man called from his phone. He claimed Shianne jumped out of the car to go with another man, leaving her phone and belongings behind.
He said, "I fear that they're taking her to Phoenix, Arizona or Nogales."
West Valley City Police say the man returned to the Salt Lake City area on.
If your child is not making sense, do something about it. That is so scary. Doodlebook says absolutely, and it's really hard to get mental health help for your adult child. There was that Texas A&M student that went missing that we spoke about, remember? And her family even had medical power of attorney over her, and they still had such a hard time getting help for her. That is so very true.
February 19th, with no sign of Shianne.
It's every mother's nightmare to live this and to know that your child is somewhere out there that you don't know where she's at.
Well, and West Valley City Police are asking anyone with information on her whereabouts in either Utah, Nevada, or Arizona to contact them. I've shared more information on our website. I'll send it back to you.
That was weird. Did you guys see that? The cameraman zoomed in on that news anchor's microphone, and then it zoomed back out. That was really weird. So those were the only two pieces of news that I could find about them, you guys. Doodlebug says he sure has given a lot of details for him to just drop her off with a guy she knew. Yeah, I know, right? Exactly. You guys are making great points that I hadn't even thought of. That's why I like to discuss these things with you guys. There is one more post that I want to show you guys from that guy that she was in a relationship with since this past December, so a few months. And he writes this on the 3rd. And he says, I know you're fine. I know you're going to come back. I know I'm going to find you. I know we'll be together again. Forgive me for letting you go alone. Forgive me for not accompanying you when I promised you that I would never leave you. Just want to see you again, my beautiful girl, Shianne. But his name's not Nick, so I don't know. What does that mean, you guys? And I'll show you the pictures that he posted. So see, even though it says that, wait, what did that say? Hang on just a second. Oh, he's from Lima, Peru. So that's way farther south than Nogales, right? I'm really bad with geography, you guys. Geography, math, or directions, like to go left or right. Sometimes I still have to make my L's and see which one is pointing the right way. Like, seriously, so I'm not good with that. And then there is this one. That's a weird picture for him to have taken. Wonder where that's at. And then there is the one down at the bottom is what I was the most interested in. So this looks like somebody's house. It doesn't look like a hotel or anything. And why would he post these is the thing too. And then there's this one. This is the one that I was curious about. It says, it's never too late. Welcome home. Family on the left. Shianne, it's time to go. And then a tunnel. Grandma. And right here it says dead cemetery. What the hell? I didn't zoom in on this earlier, but what is this? Like, seriously. Memento, please. How freaky is that? Oh man, and up here it says the hospital. Not family. Alright, so here it says his name. I'll tell you guys, it's Anthony. So, not Nick that she was supposedly with. But this is really freaky. I didn't look at this really. I just saw this morning. I'm coming. It's fear. I don't know about that, you guys. Why do that? And she doesn't look happy here at all. She looks like she don't want to be messed with or her picture taken. I don't know if that's a vape or what that is. Well, there we can see that tattoo on her knuckles. I didn't have a picture of that. Hey, Music City Mom, good to see you. How are you? So I don't know about that, you guys. That's really freaky. Let me see here. So that was 3-5. And her mama has been posting still. Let's see if she has posted anything else. Let's see. So she's posting her missing flyer again. And then here, you guys, I wanted to show you this. Somebody had left an address right here, and they said that some girl named Christina Woods has been posting this address all over, and her mama says, yes, I did notice that a few days ago. This person does not say anything else other than the address. Thank you for letting me know of things. I'm trying to not read the comments too much. So I'm sure that that's been passed along too. But imagine having to see stuff like that and have no idea whether your daughter's safe or not, you know? So that's about all that I have for Shianne, you guys. Now I would like to talk to you guys about Nikki. And I do want to remind you that I have all of this information, the help numbers in my comments or in my description. But I don't have a whole lot more about Nikki than I do about Shianne. But, and you guys, that I like to, when I speak about missing or unfortunately murdered people, I like to tell you guys how their personality is, what they like to do for fun, and things like that. But I don't have that in these two cases. But what I can tell you is that Shianne has 3 kids, 3 young kids. And Miss Nicole, who goes by Nikki, she has 2 older sons that I can tell. So they're both mamas who need to be found for their kids' sake. And Nikki went missing under very different circumstances. So let me tell you guys what I know about that. Let me tell you, first, she's 53 years old. She's 5'7", 130 pounds with green eyes and blonde hair. And this is in Texas. It's a place called Bryan, Texas, and it's called Brazos County. And it says Nikki was last seen at approximately 3 p.m. on Wednesday, February 25th, 2026, in the 19,000 block of FM 974 in Bryan, Brazos County, Texas. She was last seen wearing a dark gray shirt and pink pants. And there is a clear alert for her. And for there to be a clear alert, let me see here. They have to believe that she's abducted or her life is in danger, right? So first, let me show you guys some pictures of her. She's an absolutely beautiful, beautiful lady. She reminds me of my sister, actually, my big sister, and they're about the same age too. And they didn't realize that she had been missing until 4 p.m. that day. And at 4 p.m., they find her 2025. Let me show you guys. And see, this is her with her sons, you guys. She has 2 sons that are older. And in every photograph, I had trouble finding pictures of her because in every photograph she was with her sons. Literally every photograph that she had public on her Facebook, she was with her sons. So that says a whole lot about her, even though that people haven't spoken out, exactly what she was like. I can tell a lot by that, But I do know that there's this search group, Halo Search Group in Texas, and the fellow that runs it, he says that Nikki worked for years at let me see here exactly what it was called. Served for years as the receptionist at the Texas A&M Recruit Fire Academy and is family to many of us in the fire service community. So, and he's offering his services to help. But from what I can see, the Brazos County Sheriff's Office, they only want qualified searchers right now, but he would be qualified. So I don't know. I haven't seen anything else on there besides that. But on this day, she wasn't working at the fire service anymore. From what I can tell, she is a caregiver. And she was at someone's home that day, and it was near Mary Payne Lane in Bryan, Texas. And they said she was there at 3 p.m. on that day. Well, at 4 p.m., they find her 2025 Chevrolet truck burning, and it's called an oil pad site. And from what we don't have those in my holler, but from what I can tell, it's like where those big oil drills are and stuff. And there was actually one on fire not too long ago. I seen a video about it. So that's very, very dangerous. So who knows? And it is arson. So who knows whether whoever burnt her truck, they was hoping the whole thing would burn down, Who knows? But they found her 2025 Chevrolet truck with black rims, and the police are asking if you saw that, to check your cameras and stuff, and if you saw this on that day between 2:30, I think, and 4:15, then they want you to call it in. Very dangerous, Jill. Very, very dangerous. And so when they find her truck, they go back to find her, right? And that's all they can find is that she was. And they said that the area where she worked at and the area around her vehicle has been searched greatly. So I don't know, but something don't seem right that she could leave her job at 3 o'clock and then all of this can happen within an hour. So it's in my mind that something's up. Something's up. Did she leave earlier than they thought? Or what? I don't know. But I did find this, you guys, and I was hesitant about playing this at first because you guys know that my dad passed away at the beginning of December. And so I don't know. Her dad passed away in 2018. And actually, it's this post right here from a friend. And it says, "This is Nikki Winder. She is my dearest friend. Our dads died a few days apart. She was headed back from Louisiana to be with my family and me. Her dad called us the day before he died. Due to both of our grief, we missed each other's dad's funerals. It was awful. Now she is missing and we are all devastated. If you share this, please copy and paste this paragraph. It's not sharing with the video. Please help us find Nikki. If you have any information about Nikki, please call 911. And so I believe this was 2018, and she did, she spoke publicly. I think it says it's a testimonial from the funeral home, and it's about a minute long, and I thought that we could watch that so we could see how Nikki spoke and things like that, her mannerisms, so it might jog your memory,
Of my father's passing while we were in Louisiana at another funeral. I literally called Ricky at 7:30 in the morning on a Sunday morning, and by the time we got to town, he had everything taken care of. I think it takes a special person to do what they do. They did an excellent job. I mean, they really showed who he was, as a person when he was living. At the time that it's happening to you, they make you feel like you're the priority and you are, the only thing that matters at the time.
So bless her heart, you guys. She seemed like a really nice lady, and she always has her hair done up like that and got her makeup on and stuff, and she's beautiful. That's okay, Elizabeth. I'm so glad you could make it now. How are you? And so let's see what else. I wanted to show you guys that. So this was posted. So after they found her truck burning at 4 o'clock, that night about 11 o'clock, they issued an alert for her that went out over the Amber Alert system. I think it was about 11 p.m. into the next morning. And so it says, so they shared that, just the stats. And then this is a little bit later that same day, and it says, Brazos County Sheriff's Office seeking missing endangered person. The Brazos County Sheriff's Office has continued searching for Nicole Nikki Winder. At this time, she has not been located. Nikki was last seen at approximately 3 p.m. on Wednesday, February 25th in the 19,000 block of FM 974 in Brazos County. And if you guys know anything about this area, they said that it's also near the Aggieland Safari. So on Mary Payne Lane, from where she was working at to the Aggieland Safari area, it's 2 miles. So I'm thinking that's where her truck was found. And it says a vehicle on fire was located in the same area and was later confirmed to be Nikki's vehicle, a white 2025 Chevy truck with black rims. Investigators believe the vehicle fire was the result of arson. The sheriff's office is asking residents in the area to review any available security or game camera footage for a vehicle matching this description traveling in the area between 3 p.m. and 4:15 on February 25th, 2026. So that's about what I told you guys earlier. And there is this local news anchor, and she posts little things on Facebook as the days go by, and I figured that we could watch those. So let's see, this is the second day. Okay, that one really didn't say a whole lot. That's basically what I told you guys earlier. But down here, they did day 3. We might have to watch a commercial. You can't get premium on these sites.
Sicilian winemakers to the innovative spirit of Germany. Craftsmanship crossed oceans and found a home here in Texas. That's Messina Hoff. Generations of Italian passion and German precision. Rooted in sun-drenched Texas soil. For nearly 50 years, we've created...
Tonight, Brazos County investigators are still searching for a missing woman who was last seen Wednesday afternoon. The Brazos County Sheriff's Office says she could be in danger. Our Lillian Kosh joins us live in studio with what we know tonight. Lily?
Yeah, hey Dylan, I just want to take a closer look at where Nikki Winder was last seen and where we saw investigators searching today. Deputies with the Brazos County Sheriff's Office says Winder was last seen around 3 p.m. Wednesday near the intersection of 974 and Mary Payne Lane. That's about 3 miles north of Highway 21. Deputies say her truck was also located in that area after they were alerted to a vehicle fire. They confirmed it was in fact Winder's 2025 Chevy truck and it had been intentionally set on fire. She was not found in or around that truck, and that brings us to today. When I drove out there, I saw law enforcement as well as search dogs around this area right here off of Highway 21. Deputy Nathan Dennis with the Sheriff's Office says crews will continue searching until Nikki Winder is found.
And we are utilizing outside resources, search dogs, and we will continue to do that.
On Friday, Brazos County investigators and search teams spent the day looking for any sign of missing Nikki Winder.
We're still out here checking the area, looking and talking with residents, but we're just continuing the search at this time.
Around 4 p.m. on Wednesday, the Brazos County Sheriff's Office responded to a vehicle fire. It was then they learned the owner of the vehicle, Nikki Winder, had been missing. She's described as 5'7", 130 pounds, with green eyes and blonde hair.
This does remain an active and ongoing investigation. If you have any information,
I'm wondering if they found her phone, you guys, because remember Hannah, Neville, and Roberto. Hannah's SUV was found burned too, and they found her phone in the car burned. So I'm curious about that. Let me see here. So that was on day 3. Let me see here. Day 3, let's see this. This is, let me see here.
afternoon after her 2025 Chevy pickup truck was found on fire here on FM 974 in northeast Brazos County. Sheriffs are encouraging anybody with information to contact them. They're also encouraging residents in the area to check security camera footage for any information that might lead to them finding her. Family members and law enforcement on scene again for day 4 in this search for the 53-year-old who's described as 5'7", 130 pounds with blonde hair and green eyes. If you do have any information.
Okay, that was day 4. Let's see here. It says, since she was reported missing, search efforts have been conducted every day, and those efforts remain ongoing. To this point, search teams have covered numerous large properties along FM 974, spanning from Highway 21 to Macy Road. Investigators and search personnel continue to follow leads and thoroughly search areas in an effort to locate Miss Winder. The Brazos County Sheriff's Office would like to thank the many, and they have all of these people looking for her, the Texas Department of Public Safety, Texas Rangers, Texas DPS Air Support, Texas Park and Wildlife Rescue, Search Dog Network, A&M Police Department, Amber Alert, and so they're still thanking other people. So they have all of these people looking for her, you guys. So this is day number 5. Let's see here. I hate commercials, guys.
In the 19,000 block of FM 974 near Mary Payne Lane. Her truck was found on fire later that same day. Anyone within the area is asked to review camera footage for a white 2025 Chevy truck with black rims between 3 p.m. and 4:15 p.m. on February 25th.
Oh man, it don't look like there'd be a lot of cameras out there, does it?
Well, there have been several inquiries about volunteer search assistance. The Brazos County Sheriff's Office says this remains a coordinated effort using trained personnel.
And that's what I think that they're doing still. They still only want trained personnel. Let me see here. I almost forgot you guys last time before we had that last video. I think that there's really only one more that I wanted to show you guys. Let me see here. No, that one's not it.
They're unsung heroes doing extraordinary things in our community, always putting others first and inspiring us to action. Help us tell their stories by nominating them for the
Hippie Chick.
Service
So
Award,
good to see
presented by
you.
Amarillo National Bank and the OOT Pro Sim Fund.
Howdy everyone, thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Rusty Surratt. It is day number 6 in the search for Nicole Winder, and it's not slowing down. The 53-year-old was first reported missing last Wednesday after her pickup truck was found on fire in a rural part of northeast Brazos County. Dylan Chris has been following this since this story broke last week. She now brings us the very latest.
It was a busy weekend for the Brazos County Sheriff's Office. Deputies and assisting agencies searching all along FM 974 using drones, dogs, and a boat. And investigators believe that the fire that destroyed Winder's truck was arson. Now on day 6, the Brazos County Sheriff's Office says the search is expanding. Investigators are now following new leads and pushing into surrounding areas. Most of the search is focused on properties along FM 974 near Aggieland Safari. And Nathan Dennis with the Sheriff's Office says that area has been searched extensively. Winder is described as 5 foot 7 inches tall, around 130 pounds, with blonde hair and green eyes. A push on Facebook is asking people to tie green ribbons around trees in honor of Nicole Winder. Again, her last note.
There is one more video that I wanted. So they kept up daily videos for about the first week. But what is this? This is the 9th. So it's been 2 weeks now. And after the first week, and that's another thing, you guys, the sheriff and everybody in Miss Nancy's case, it seems like they don't want the media around anymore. And I'm sure that places like this, they would love to have the media to keep up with these cases, you know? So this is the timeline that I wanted to show you guys. This is a really good video. And this is the last one I think I have for Miss Nikki.
Officially been now a week since Nicole Winder was first reported missing. As search efforts continue for the 53-year-old who is considered to be in danger. Tonight, we want to run down a timeline of everything that's happened from last week up until this point. Dylan Chriswakis has been digging into the story from the beginning. She joins us now in studio with more on that search. Dylan?
Like you said, Rusty, today marks exactly 1 week since Nicole Winder was first reported missing. She was last seen in northeast Brazos County, just a few miles north of Highway 21. Last night, the Brazos County Sheriff's Office said search efforts continue and their priorities remain locating Nikki and ensuring a thorough and complete investigation. This all started with a fire call around 4 p.m. last Wednesday. Sheriff's deputies and volunteer firefighters responded to a parked truck on fire at an oil pad site off FM 974. That truck was Nicole Winder's 2025 white Chevy. When investigators couldn't contact her, they dug in and realized Nicole hadn't been seen since around an hour before the fire, as she left a home where she worked as a caregiver. A clear alert was issued for Winder. That's a type of notice used to locate missing adults considered to be abducted or in danger. Active search operations continued Thursday and ran through the weekend with dozens involved. Agencies searched where Winder was last seen and where her vehicle was recovered. Dozens of people from across agencies and organizations have scoured properties up and down FM 974 near Aggieland Safari.
One thing that I wish I could do more, you guys, is Google Earth. But I have pulled it up a few times on here on live stream, and I get so nervous because I'm afraid that I'm going to accidentally pinpoint right to my location in my hauler, you know. So I'm going to have to practice that more so that I can show you guys more things, because I would be curious about, I know that it's around 2 miles because I did check that for myself. And I'll show that to you guys in a few seconds. I did take a screenshot of that. But I would also like to see this area. They said it's Aggieland Safari. I forgot to look that up. But to me, it seems like one of those drive-through safari things. That's what it sounds like to me. But I don't know. But I'd be curious about how rural this is out here, you know. Hey, Carl, good to see you. How are you?
Yesterday, Deputy Nathan Dennis said efforts remain active and ongoing, but after extensive search efforts, they are expanding search areas and pursuing all leads they receive.
I know that there's a lot of questions of, what different avenues have we looked into? And while we want to release everything that we do, it could hurt the case and this criminal investigation. And so, I can assure you that our investigators are examining every lead, every piece of evidence, and all the things that a lot of people have mentioned on social media.
Rusty, investigators stress that their work on this case is very active.
And Dylan, we saw the video of the drones and everything that you just showed us, but what are all the resources that they're using to try and find this lady?
Well, we've seen K-9 units scouring properties along with multiple drones and an air support from different agencies. Even a boat was brought in over the weekend to search the Navasota River that runs through the area.
And we saw the DPS helicopter over the weekend circling above that area. You were out there as all this was happening, but tell us where we are now. As of tonight, where does the search stand?
Yeah, lots of activity, but again, the sheriff's office says they are pursuing every lead they receive, and they strongly encourage residents in the area to check camera footage. And if anyone has any information, they're strongly encouraged to contact Brazos County Sheriff's Office at 979-361-4900. For now, live in the news center, Dylan Chris Watkis, KBTX.
I really like that lady, that news anchor. She seems like a good little girl, don't she? Good young lady, I mean, a good young lady. So I think that that's all that I have about either of these women, you guys. They, I'll keep an eye out for it for sure, and hopefully we'll have a good update. You guys keep an eye on my community post, and hopefully we'll have a good update for both of these. We have to keep praying for them, you guys. Absolutely. I dropped Trista's link earlier, but now I'm going to drop Vanessa's, you guys. She's Nature Rocks in here, and she posts the most beautiful photos, and it's getting to be springtime, and I'd say that she's going to have a lot more for us of videos and pictures and stuff, so please check out her channel too. But before you guys go, Neat sent me this video the other day, and I wanted to show you guys before we leave. It's a good note, and it's about this little fella that he was having heart surgery, and bless his heart, you guys, whenever if I know most of you guys know, but I'm paraplegic. I was in an accident many years ago, but my mom was telling me that when I had my accident and in the waiting room when they were doing my back surgery because I broke my back, but she said that the whole waiting room was full of people, my family and stuff like that were waiting, and they waited the whole like 14 hours or whatever. And but this little fella, you guys, he didn't have anybody waiting for him, so it is sad, but there is a happy ending, and I wanted to show you guys that. Jill, you didn't know that? Yeah, I was on my way to work, and I hit some black ice, and the lady behind me said that I was actually going under the speed limit, and it wasn't even cold that day or anything. I had on like a light jacket, but it was rare that trees were covering the roadway and the sun hadn't hit it yet. It was about 10 till 9 because I had to be at work at 9, and she said as soon as I hit the ice that I lost control, and I broke my back and it injured my spinal cord. But I'm very thankful to be as independent as I am still, and the only real difference is it takes me about 30 seconds to get my chair put together and out of the car, and I'm just so very thankful that I didn't have a TBI, or brain injury, because I'm still myself no matter what. But so I wanted to show you guys this. So he didn't have anybody in his, but it's the anesthesiologist that did his surgery. She ends up being a very good, it turns out good. So I'll show you guys that.
Surrounded by friends and family on his birthday, this 10-year-old was on cloud nine.
He was just sitting. I'm gonna have to stop quite a bit because this is a big channel. But a name like True, bless him, and 10 years old. You guys, like, I was an adult. I was 20 when I got hurt. But I still needed my mama and my family, and my dad was there too, and my big sister, and all my aunts and uncles, and I just couldn't imagine. Bless his little heart.
Sitting there all alone, and
he's 10. He looked like a little 10. Oh my goodness, little bitty thing, bless him. Oh my goodness.
6 kids.
It just hit me. It wasn't like that his parents dropped him off, which would be awful too. But it says he was under the care of social services, so where were they? Where were they? It seems like they would have to be staying there and waiting for him to get out of surgery, Tyla and Tylin. Oh my goodness. How adorable. Ava says she can never work with kids like that because she'd adopt them all. I know. Right? God bless the people that do. Bless them beyond measure.
To make
Oh my goodness. I hope they all live long, healthy lives. It makes me want to cry, you guys. Bless them, bless them. Doodlebug says the closest thing to heaven is a child. Absolutely. Absolutely, you guys. Thank you guys so very much for coming to hang out with me today. I really, really appreciate your time. I know I say it a lot, but it's true. You spending your time with me and listening to these cases, it means more to me than money because you can make more money. You can't make more time. And so I would never waste your guys' time. And I really, really appreciate you coming and hanging out with me. If you guys ever see any cases that we can bring awareness to, please don't hesitate to reach out, and you can leave comments. Usually YouTube alerts me, and you can leave comments under this video or any of my community posts or anything. And so I'll see you guys later, and I'll play us out. I love you all. Don't forget to say your prayers and take your vitamins. We only have, but consult your doctor because I don't want sued. Because that goes around a lot on these streets. But we should be able to start getting our vitamin D outside now, so we won't have to worry about that so much. Okay, I love you all. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.
They tell me I'm small, but I've learned small faith moves mountains. This platform might look quiet right now, but purpose doesn't need permission. Sometimes the smallest voices are trusted with the biggest stories. I don't got it all, that's why I pray. I lift the names when I can't find words to say. Small but mighty, walking by faith. If I can't change it all, I still believe change can start today. I don't got it all, that's why I pray. For the lost, the missing, led astray. This platform's small, but God's not contained. And we never ever know what love can do once it's shared. I'm not rich in numbers, not loud on the screen, but every case I cover got weight in between. Faces on flyers, names people forget. I speak them out loud so they're never silenced yet. I don't chase clout, I chase truth. Every live stream feels like a prayer in the booth. For the mom still waiting, the dad still searching, for the families hurting while the world keeps turning. They say, what can one voice redo? But I've seen hope rise when a community moves. So I show up steady, even when it's heavy, trusting God with the parts I can't carry. Got it all, that's why I pray. I lift the names when I can't find words to say. Small but mighty, walking by faith. If I can't change it all, I still believe change can start today. I don't got it all, that's why I pray. For the lost, the missing, led astray. This platform's small, but God's not contained. And we never know what love can do once it's shared. Every time I go live, I ask one thing. Send prayers up higher than algorithms, because awareness is good, but faith goes further, and prayer reaches places we never could. I don't promise answers, I promise care. A space where compassion still lives right here. Victim-focused, truth-driven, heart-led, always standing in the gap on the hardest days. If you're watching this tide, scared or alone, I hope you God's perfect time. Small seeds planted, faith multiplied. Miracles don't need a spotlight. I don't got it all. That's why I pray. Still believing God's moving, even today. Small but mighty, called by name, and I trust what He's doing even when I can't see the way. This is Mo and Cole. Say a prayer for the missing. Say a prayer for their families. And before you go, say your prayers. Take your vitamins. And remember, even something small can do really big things.